Hello everyone, welcome to Amok Code. In this tutorial, we will be creating our first application and we will be also creating a model in that application too. As I said in previous video, and project can be divided based on applications. So in this tutorial, we are going to create a blog application which is going to contain two applications within it. First application is for handling post logics and second application is to handle user logics. So that's being said, let's get started. And in this tutorial, I will be using PyCharm ID as I said before, and I will be using the terminal that's built in with it. And I am navigated to that directory which PyCharm created for us in the setup. And if you are using VS Code or other such IDEs, you will be creating manual setup for Django. Those files and these files might not be seem common, they both may conflict. Yeah, it's true. Many other files that are present in this PyCharm will not be provided in our manual setup. Those files we will be handling with those files in the later videos, and when our video comes to that point, I will definitely inform you and I will say how to create those folders in our manual setup too and add it to our project. For now, this setup is perfectly okay for the manual users, and for PyCharm users it's definitely very good. So that's being said, let's get started on how to create our own application. So all the logics that we are going to write is going to divide it into applications. For now, let's create an application for post so that we can handle our logics for posts in there. So to create a new application in Django, execute the following command which I do in the terminal right now, which is an manage.py file command which will create an app in our Django directory. And here at this point you need to supply the name of the application that you are going to provide for our application. For now, let me say it as post. So this is going to create an application for me in this project, this Django application project. So it's showing me some error. Sorry, I have executed the wrong command. That's not create application, it is start app. This will create post application for us in this directory. As you can see, it's showing another directory with the name of post. These are all the files that are included with this post application. We are going to work with all these files in a second. For now, we are going to concentrate on this model.py file. Before going into models.py file, let me go into this settings.py file right in our Django app directory. In here, you can see an array of installed application. Here this says this provides the list of the installed applications in our Django project. So we need to register our application in settings.py file under installed apps. So as we have created our post app, we need to provide Django information that we have installed this post app, and we are going to use those in our Django project. So to do so, we have to give an location of Under this post directory you could see apps.py file right here. We have to provide the location of this apps.py file right in our settings. Post.apps post configuration. See, I am pointing to this class post configuration class under this installed application. So now we have registered our post application in our Django project. So now like actually go to our post application and work with this model.py file. So to say what is a model in Django? Django has a specific way to interact with the database, which is by using models. So models helps us to interact with our databases with the help of Python class. So Python class will look like this. With the help of this structure, we can interact with the databases provided with the Django application. So it's a specific way of interacting to the database. As I said, it maps the SQL query. So basically to interact with an SQL database or any other such database, each databases will have their own commands, like that's called an query. With that query you can specify an special operations on the database, like to fetch some data from the database you have a special query, and to post something into the database you also have some special queries. And what this model.py file does is it maps those SQL queries into an Python code, so that we don't need to actually know that SQL query to perform those functions. Only the thing we need to know is that a Python code which will execute that query, right? So without knowing any of this query, you can also interact with the database with our Python code. Another cool functionality of using models is that there is no need to change your Python code for different databases. Yeah, the one of the coolest thing Django provides for us, because every different, if you take PostgreSQL for example and MongoDB for example, or SQL, a normal and SQL for example, all these will contain different queries and its own way of interacting with the database. But based on the database, our Python code is not going to change. Every query for every database, only one Python code. That's the cool functionality Django provides for us. And if you want to change any database in production mode, you could definitely go and check in this settings.py file, and you can under uh, under this database you could definitely go and check change your database name. That's enough, and you no need to change any Python codes in this model. Okay, let me move on to next. So structure of database. So if for those, this is for those who doesn't know what is meant by database. A database can be considered as an Excel file which has an different sheets, and each sheets has its own values to accept. So let me show you an example. Databases can be considered as this, and each sheets provided down in here will have its own values to accept. This sheet, as it's provided, it has some informations about this user, and this sheet might have different values. Likewise, each table in a database has an different sheets, and Each column is given a separate name for identification, like name, vendor number, sales on hand, and each column is provided different name for identification. And each entries will contain the data entered by the user. All these entries are data entered from different users. So likewise, each sheet in this file contain different data information. Making sense? Good. So okay, using our Python model, we are going to interact with this database to gather some stuffs, put some stuffs into it, and other such functionalities. We are going to use our Python models to do those. So let's see how to create a model in Django. All our logics for models will go into this model.py file in our post application. This file will have an export of models from django.db, as you can see in here, which has the job of mapping our Python code into DB queries. This model.py file will map our Python code into the SQL query. So all the required fields for the table will be given in the children class. Let me show you an example. This is the structure of model. This is how it will be implemented. So this is the parent class, which has the all the logics for converting our Python code into a SQL query, and we have to extend this parent class into a children class. In that children class, we will be providing all the information that are required for this databases, like as you can see, for example, this database has the field of name, vendor number, sales on and on order area, etc. And we are going to and these are all of different types. This is of string type, this is of number type, and look those, it doesn't farther than 4. And likewise, so we are going to provide the information of which type of data that's going to content and that's going to be stored in our database, and what's the name of each field in the database in our children class. That's why we are extending this parent class into our children class. In that children class, we will be providing all the necessary information for our table. So in this video, let's create our post model to store all the information about the post that user creates. Okay. Since our post table contains title of post, content, author, date created, and each different fields can be passed as an argument for our child model. So let me first create our child. We can name this as just simply post. That's enough. And now I am extending this model into our post. So we have extended this model class into our post class, so that the information that we provide in our post class will go directly into our model, and those Python code will be converted into an SQL query. Making sense? Here we are going to use three different types of fields from Django models provided by Django models: character field, text field, datetime field. And character field is for posts, title and author, text field for posts, content, and datetime field to store data. All these fields are passed as an attribute to this post model. So let me create those. First let me say title. Okay, let me create the field name for our table in our child model. So first field can be called as a title of the post, and this is going to contain an character field that's going to come from models, and it's going to contain max length, and I'm providing max length attribute here, and this defines how long our string, how long our string can be. And if I provide 50 in here, and if the user enters and character of 55, it's gonna to accept, it's going to trim those and store those in our database. And for title, I consider 100 is better amount to give. And for next, let's create an and field for author. This is going to contain this post author name models dot. This is also going to be an character field, and it's also going to contain max length of 50. I don't consider a name greater than 50 characters. Okay, and let me provide an text field. So this is going to store our contents of the user posts. So let me name it as content contain this text area field, and this will store infinite amount of characters with it. It doesn't have any max length limit. And we have to store another data when this post has been created. So for date field, that's a separate field for the two in models called date time field. So I'm importing time zone from Django.utils, which will provide us with an current time. So I'm going to set this value as a default in our date time field. Default is equal to time zone dot now. This will default is equal to time zone dot now. This will provide our field with an current date on which this post is created. So there's another column that we need to provide actually, that's called an ID or PK column to give a specific identity to each data. As you can see, many two posts can contain same title, and two posts maybe two authors can also have same name, and content may also be same and date may also same. Both can do the post at the same instant. How to distinguish each post in our database? So if I need to get a particular post from the database, on which basis can I get those? Both author can also have duplicates, and title, content, date, both all these fields can have duplicates. So how actually we can get a specific value? That's why ID or PK field comes in here. That's basically a integer on each entry that you make into database, and that value is going to get incremented by 1. So now it's fresh, and if I enter some data, and that data is going to contain an PK of 1, and if I enter the second data, and that data is going to contain the PK of 2. So no two entries in our database might not contain the same PK. That's the distinguishing factor in each and every model in this Django. Since that's mandatory in every model, Django models dot model class will take care of that. It will automatically create that field for us, and it will automatically set those default values, and increment those by one and on each entries. So we don't need to take care of that in here. So adding our model to our database. So we have created our model. We have to ship those to our database. At first, we need to invoke our model class so that it can generate the SQL query from the post class. So as I said, to deal with the database, we need to know query, and this model field and this model class right here is going to generate that query. So in order to take our table into our database, this model class has to be invoked at first, and that will create an SQL query for us. And using that SQL query, we can put those query into our database and we can create our model. That's the logic involved in here. So to invoke this model class, we have to that's a separate command in our manage.py file named make migrations. And it will look for all models.py file in all our application. At now we have only post application, and it will go to models.py file and will check for our model class, and this will invoke our model class and it will create those queries, and that queries is going to be stored in this migration file. And using another command, we can use the SQL query that's stored in this migration file to actually create a table post table in our database. Sorry, manage.py. So as you can see, it shows not one initial.py file, and as you can see in here, we have our fields model, and it's contain all our field. As I said, it's also have ID. It's already auto generated, auto created true, and title, author, content, date. We have to use this data provided in here in our database, and this db.sqlite3, as you can see in here, this is our database file. This is where our all the contents is going to be stored. In order to take all this data and put those in this db.sqlite, that's another command in manage.py file. You can just simply type python manage.py file migrate, which will fetch all those migration files and apply those to our db.sqlite3. And as you can see in here, not known initial file is also provided in here, this file. So we can clarify that this contents is stored into our database. And that's it for this video, guys. We have successfully created one model and stored those contents into our database. It's a great job for this video, and thank you for watching this video till this end. If you like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, please give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Bye.